Special senior group for Steve Garland. He advances into the finals. Speaking of Virginia Tech, how about we go there at 174 in this semifinal? The top seed Mehki Lewis taking on Vic Marcelli, the 5 seed for the Cavaliers. It will be Augustine and Faison in the 2 versus 3 matchup. Don't forget the finals tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern on the ACC network.
Isn't this kind of cool now? We had NC State starting off with their semifinalists, and then 57 Virginia Tech, 65 Virginia Tech, 74 Mehki, the national champion. And then on mat 1, you have Luca Augustine and Alex Faison, and they had an overtime match. The pendulum of ACC wrestling.
Continually will go back and forth throughout the course of the day, whether it's the consolations coming up a little bit later on, the semifinal round, all setting the stage for the finals later tonight. Mehki Lewis, the redshirt senior, the 2019 NCAA champion. A run that ACC fans will remember for a long time. He beat Marinelli. He beat Evan Wick, Vincenzo Joseph in the finals to earn the first ever national championship for Virginia Tech.
An impressive thing about what he did in that win, with Vincenzo Joseph, he put him on his back. I mean, Vincenzo Joseph was a horse. The question that I'm sure Virginia Tech fans are wondering is Mehki coming back next year? He has another year of eligibility, but oh, look at that. In on the double, he's going to try and hook the leg. This time he reached towards chain wrestling right there. Really quick. One of the things that Mehki takes great pride in is his top wrestling. While everyone knows about his counter offense, his counter attacks, reshots, but on top, he's pretty strong. So at that point, he did a head lever, and then he went to an armbar, whereby Austin O'Connor did a head lever, and he slipped his head underneath to a half Nelson. That's the great thing about wrestling, is that there's so many things you can do to lead to other moves, and quite frankly, it's different names of different moves.
Mehki told us, you talked about his ability for the counter-offensive. So good at taking advantage of aggressive wrestlers when they come after him. Look at this edge of mat wrestling, and finally the point.
So Mehki does he reached for the left leg and then came back and just stayed on double. He was not going to let that double go until he got his takedown.
Mehki told us earlier this year that he went through a stretch where he was really annoyed. It was a frustrating part of his career when wrestlers started to learn the MO a little bit on how to try to keep it close with Mehki Lewis, and the MO was don't attack. And he had to change his philosophy with how he approached the sport after his national championship run, and he had to find ways to get creative offensively and really step on the gas more on the offensive end.
And that's how you improve. You improve by adversity. Adversity was that people know what I'm going to do. So how am I going to improve? And then you go back and you talk to your coaches. Watch film, not of yourself, but watch film of other wrestlers to see what they've done. Or just pick up the phone or DM another wrestler that said, look, you've been good, and what did you do when people started to pick up on your tendencies? And that's one thing that wrestlers like to do. They like to talk about what they did well. So
3-1 lead, Mehki Lewis over Vic Marcelli, the Virginia native. He's coming back from an injury that he sustained earlier this year in the duel against North Carolina. This is a weight where the Cavaliers have also used Justin Phillips. Marcelli winless in his 2 ACC duels this year. One of those guys that really can bring up the personality of a team. Garland described him as he's always in a good mood, loves watching wrestling. He will stick around after practice just to get more reps in. It's never about time and commitment when you look at Vic Marcelli.
actually a pretty funny guy when you talk to him. Oh, good re-shot there. Hesitate, and shoot.
What's the glaring difference, if there is one? There might not be one. When you look at Mekhi Lewis 2019 and Mekhi Lewis 4 years later here in 23.
That's a good question, because sometimes we don't see it. And some of the things that may happen are some things that he may have done mentally that it helps him a little different. For instance, he may have had a little anxiety earlier, but now that he's been there, he knows it. So we may not see like the actual technique types of things, but nevertheless, there's been improvement.
Lewis was so close to winning the program's second national championship last year. He was a runner-up, losing to Carter Starace. Came down to a tiebreaker, 6-5. Lewis, who could hit you from all angles.
He faked, you see the fake, and then he shot again. Faked and got right back in. And then from there, he went around, lifted up the knee, kind of took it outside, but it wasn't bad. Got the takedown.
We start neutral in the third period, 5-2 Lewis.
And this is where Mekhi understands what, not just winning, but he wants to get bonus points here, because he realizes that his team is in a hunt for this ACC championship. So he's got riding time, so essentially it's 6-2, but he's got to score a few more.
Mekhi Lewis in search of his third ACC championship. He won it in 2019. He won it again last year. Knocked off Clay Lout. Aiden Heitley en route to winning his second ACC championship. This be the year he punches it for the third time, and now a little separation late. Cut and release.
Yep. Bonus points. They said bonus points. We can get it. Bonus points.
Marcelli needs to buckle in now as Lewis is sensing it. Stall call. Marcelli leaving the mat, so Mekhi gets one more, and it's 8-3.
8-3, bonus points, because he has riding time in his favor. So he needs this takedown and keep Marcelli down.
And again, with the bonus points that Rock and I are talking about, look at this quickness by Mekhi. Just driving him right down to the mat. And now he's going to get swipes as well. So now clearly he is in the bonus point territory. So we're looking, the ball would be worth 2 additional team points. And that's what he's looking for here. Marcelli trying to stay off his back. Lewis readjust. Has plenty of time on the clock.
This is like the same position last year at the NCAA semifinals. Good fight by Marcelli. He's got the bonus points. That's exactly what they wanted. Bonus points. Oh. That's not illegal. There was nothing illegal about that. It was with the natural motion of the knee. So at that point, so the knee was going in the right direction. It wasn't going in against the wrong direction. Now, because his knee is taped up, you might be a little more careful, and I know how coaches are, but his knee was going in the right direction.
Mekhi Lewis with the riding time point. Will win this one by major decision. That is an additional team point for Virginia Tech. His team needed it. He went out and he got it.
Doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He got the bonus points. And got it when he was supposed to get it. He followed, he chased down, stayed between the legs, and got the takedown and near fall. And he stayed right between the legs and transitioned to a half Nelson. Almost there, not enough, but good fight by Marcelli. He was working for it. And you can feel The Virginia Tech fans getting really excited about that. And that's nothing illegal about that right there. There's nothing illegal, and then he throws it. Whoa, that's intensity right there. Lucky not to get an unsportsmanlike conduct there. You throw a bottle like that, especially a ref, you know, good job by the official not to look into it. But that's the intensity of the ACC Championships. Intense. You want to protect your wrestler, but from my position, there was nothing illegal. Sean, did that look anything illegal?
Heat of the moment, certainly so.